Alright, it's time for our penultimate run of the marathon. We've got Metroid Prime 2 Echoes 100% being run by Kirby Master. So if you're ready to go, you can just count it in and...
Alright,
Yeah.
just reset it, just
Alright, sure.
because why not?
Yeah. So yeah, just count it in when you're ready, and then
Sure.
good luck.
Thanks. How'd the corruption run go, by the way?
It was gonna be 232, and then I got trolled by hint system right at the end.
Oh,
The last landing site didn't open because I didn't talk to Admiral Dane.
that's happened once. It sucks. Anyways, I'm ready, so...
Yeah, sure.
3, 2, 1, go! So this is Echoes 100%, and just like most other Metroid 100% definitions, the goal is to collect all 100 items. In this game, you might have caught Metroid 177's 6% run. This is kind of the opposite, where the goal is to get everything as quickly as possible. And he did this trick at the very start called ILS, short for item loss skip, which allows me to skip losing my items. In this case, there's a missile tank in the room where you lose your items, and it doesn't show up until basically after you enter that room. So in 100%, you can't do ILS and also get that missile tank. So you have to lose your items at the start, which, while it breaks the game a bit less, it opens up, well, not opens up, but it showcases a lot of other interesting tricks that would otherwise not be in the run. So, goodbye ILS, I'll miss you. So, I'm basically going through the lower area of Temple Grounds, as usual. As normal. So when you start the game, you start with Space Jump, Missiles, Bombs, Boost Ball, and Spider Ball. The game lies to you and doesn't tell you that you actually start. The game lies to you, it tells you that you start with Grapple Beam and Power Bombs, but you actually don't, so yeah. But I'm gonna lose all of that anyways, and have to get them back from these bosses called the Guardians, because these things steal your items and they use them against you throughout the game. So, oh no, I'm gonna lose my items. And Samus gets mugged. And it shoots a distress signal that's completely useless. Alright, so now I just lost everything. I still have Charge Beam and Varia Suit and Morph Ball, unlike Prime 1 where you don't start with those. Although Varia Suit isn't exactly very useful in this game since there isn't any heated areas, but yeah. So now I'm basically going to go through the first part of the game sort of normally, just a few minor tricks. Once I get Space Jump, things are going to get a lot more interesting from there on out. But for now, I'm going to go to the Great Temple as intended, get the Violet Translator and the Energy Transfer Module, which is completely useless, as DF said it before. Now here's a trick right here. I'm going to use something called a Ghetto Jump, where if you press against the slope when jumping, you gain extra height. This lets me get on top of a box without Space Jump. I'm not supposed to get on top of it. And then Samus is actually on top of that crate right now during the cutscene. So I skip the cutscene at the right time and I land right in front of this door. And this lets me skip breaking down a bridge in the previous room and going all the way around it. So yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and scan this post here. This will lower the crate above there and allow me to shoot it down to use as a stepping stone. There's a trick coming up called a 101% Ghetto Jump. What I'm gonna do in a bit is do a really annoying Ghetto Jump. Ooh, it's Morph. Do an annoying Ghetto Jump to skip a cutscene trigger and get a missile launcher. Then if I get the missile launcher without hitting the cutscene trigger, and then activate the cutscene right after that, the missile launcher spawns again. So I can grab the missile launcher twice. This lets me start with an extra 5 missiles early on, which is very useful in early game. And this also actually lets me end the game with 101%. So this is the really annoying Ghetto Jump right here. First try, sweet. So the path to the right has the cutscene trigger, and there's no way to avoid it if you don't jump over the ledge. So I just activated the cutscene, and I'm gonna blow up that same crate and grab an extra 5 missiles. I have 10, and I'm gonna do another ghetto jump right here. What that does is it lets me skip climbing a ship and going all the way around the room, scanning a kinetic orb cannon, like this one, and basically just a really long detour around the room. So it saves a lot of time. And in this room, I'm supposed to activate a cannon and blow up a wall and roll around the room, but I'm gonna go ahead and skip that with the ghetto jump right here if I can get it. There you go. And then I'm going to use a trick called a scan dash. It's similar to Prime 1 scan dashing, except a lot weaker because there's a speed cap in this game, but it still has its uses. So whenever you're holding L and R at the same time in Prime 2 and Prime 1, where L is the lock-on button and R is the aim button, then you basically maintain all your horizontal speed for the most part. So if you that means when you're locked onto something with L and you strafe, then you hold R at the time where you're moving fastest, then you'll keep moving at that speed as long as you're holding L and R, which allows me to cross extra distances that I normally can't. And you'll be seeing me use scan dashes pretty frequently. So this is kind of a mini boss sort of thing. It's kind of dull. So I manipulated some drops. Drops in this game work very interestingly and conveniently for the most part. So drop rates in this game are basically rigged towards what you need. So in this case, I came in this fight with 9 missiles, and I killed the last small splinter, with 0 missiles. If you're at 0 missiles, then the game is almost guaranteed to give you a double missile drop. And so this means I actually don't want to get a missile drop earlier than that, because when the game calculates drops, it includes drops that are already on the field. So you can't just have like 0 missiles and then blow up like 5 crates and expect to get a lot of double missile drops. If there's like already a single missile drop on the field and you're at 0 missiles, then the game will give you drops as if you have 5 missiles. So similarly, it's true for ammo and power bombs and health. If you're at below 20% of your maximum HP, then the game will usually give you a yellow health drop, which gives you 100 health. And if you're at 0 power bombs, the game will usually give you a power bomb drop. Usually. So. And now I just got the Violet Translator. The game doesn't tell you with that dialogue, but energy fully replenished basically means you just got the corresponding translator of that area. Translators allow me to scan holograms of the corresponding color, meaning I can open up Violet Translator gates. I can also scan Violet scan points, which is nice for scans and stuff if you're interested in more about the history of the game. So this is Violet's gate, and I'm gonna scan it to lower it. This lets me access Aegon, which is the first major area in the game. This game is basically split up into 3 major parts: Aegon Wastes, Torvis Bog, and Sanctuary Fortress, with Temple Grounds acting as like the hub area. The energy transfer module, that's what I got from the Dark Alpha Spinner. Story-wise, it's supposed to allow you to pretty much carry around energy, because your goal in the game is basically go to the 3 major areas, beat the main boss, get the energy, and return them to the corresponding light world. But gameplay-wise, it doesn't do anything at all. So, and then Cordy and D have explained that in Metroid 177's run earlier. So again, I'm at 0 missiles now, so I'm gonna get a double missile drop right there. And now I'm maxed at missiles again. So I'm gonna head over to Aegon and go to the first major area in the game. Right. Move this Violet Translator point out of the way, and head towards Aegon. Alright, so in Aegon, basically you're intended to go straight to the Aegon Temple and fight Bomb Guardian and get Amber Translator, and that's exactly what I'm going to do for now. So, in this big room coming up, you're pretty much intended to kind of zigzag around the room and blow up these 2 pillars to make bridges. But for now, I'm gonna skip that and try to climb this room more quickly. So I'm gonna do a ghetto jump here to skip 1 platform, and I got it. And now I'm gonna get on top of these railings. A bit annoying. Do a scan dash, except I fell down, so I'm just gonna blow down the bridge. Normally I would scan dash off that bridge and skip knocking it down, but I messed that up. And now this is another ghetto jump off a small piece, off a very small slope on the very ledge. Alright. So, there are really fast ways to climb this room, but they're pretty risky, and... Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go for one of the dashes here, because why not? It looks cool. So these pirates can really troll you. If they snipe you in the middle of a jump, sometimes you will just fall straight down. Hey, I made it. Sweet. That saves a little bit of time, doing that dash right there. But yeah, and now I'm just about to reach Aegon Temple. So Bomb Guardian, or the original name of it being Bomb Digger. Basically, you're supposed to fight this boss in 4 rounds. You're supposed to shoot its tail to stun it. When stunned, that's when you can actually damage it. Each time you bring its HP past the 1/4, 1/2, or 3/4 mark of its HP, that ends a round. A missile plus a charge shot does exactly 50% of its health. So what I'm gonna do is stun him first, then fire. I guess that charge shot missed. Okay. Fire an uncharged shot, then a missile, then a fully charged shot. This brings him barely past 50% of his health left. So, if I didn't use the uncharged shot, then right there, that would have ended the 2nd round right there. So you can beat him in 2 rounds doing that, and it's pretty simple. And I got bombs. So yeah, pretty much every Guardian in this game, they're called like Grapple Guardian or Bomb Guardian or Spider Guardian or whatever, which are pretty boring names. They had like more interesting names that Miles and or Bob, I forgot which one of them. They looked into the data into the Prime 2 demo and found like a lot of the original names of these Guardians. And that Bomb Guardian is basically a giant sand digger that uses bombs, so it's called Bomb Digger. It was originally called Bomb Digger. Alright, I just got the Amber Translator now, which allows me to scan amber gates, or yellow gates, basically. And now I'm gonna go on and get... Now, what you're intended to do is, after this, you're supposed to visit the Dark World for the first time and get Space Jump. After getting Space Jump, you're intended to go to a pirate base and get Dark Beam and Light Beam, and then go to the main Aegon boss. And I am going to get Space Jump next, so. But the way I'm gonna use to get that, it's going to be interesting. I almost fell down there. That would have sucked. Okay. So I need to kill these pirates to unlock a puzzle, and solving that puzzle will allow me to unlock this portal that will bring me to the Dark World. Cool missile. So fun fact about missiles, something kind of dumb in Prime 2 is that missiles typically home in, but if you release your lock on, they stop homing. So you have to make sure that you're constantly holding L if you want your missiles to keep homing. Which wasn't the case in Prime 1, because if you lock onto an enemy, fire a missile, and then let go of your lock on, then the missile will continue to home in. I don't know if that's the case in Prime 3, but it doesn't matter because missiles are crap in Prime 3. Alright, so this puzzle, you're supposed to go back and forth on this room, go through these tunnels, and blow up 3 blocks. The game only checks if you blow up the 3rd block. So that's exactly what I just did. I skipped the 1st block, the 2nd block is on the other side of the room, and I just skipped the 3rd block by walking on an invisible floor. Or ledge, or whatever you want to call it. So, I just basically skipped the puzzle. You also might have noticed that I burned all of my missiles. Again, this is to manipulate drops, such that I'm pretty much definitely going to be at 10 missiles. Because I want to have at least 10 missiles coming up soon. So normally, I'm supposed to go to the left side, unlock that bomb slot, and go all the way around Dark Aegon, do like a mini boss fight with some warrioring, and then go to Jump Guardian. But I'm just gonna take this exit here instead. The game didn't let me on Morph. It was early. There we go. So this is the path I'm supposed to exit from, and I'm actually not supposed to be able to go through this area without space jump, but I can just jump on an ink pod to make up for that extra jump I don't have. So yeah, this is the room where you fight Jump Guardian, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and chill here for some time. I'm really low on health, obviously, so... Come on. I'm really low on health, so I'm gonna stand here and just heal for some time. Do. And I'm burning missiles because I feel like it, because I have too many missiles. Do. Alright, I think that's enough health. Oh, bye-bye. So, the name of this boss, the original name of this boss is Jump Warrior Ing. So it's basically a Warrior Ing with space jump. A very creative name. Alright, so I just got space jump, and what happened with that boss actually was, because I came into this room through the exit, I avoided the trigger for activating the fight. The boss was actually at that spot in front of the statue, invisible, so I was actually able to damage him for a while, and that's why I fired all those missiles and charge beam shots. And before people ask, because this is asked all the time, no, you cannot actually kill him before you trigger the fight. You have to, if you hit him with a shot that would normally kill him, it just won't do any damage until so you have to trigger the fight. But yeah, fun trick there. Trivialize the fight a bit. Also kind of goes to show how much health he has, because it's kind of ridiculous. He has a lot of health, considering how early in the game this is. So I did still bomb the bomb slot there, because I do want to take that path in the light world. There are some mechanics in this game where activating a bomb slot or a boost ball slot or something in the light world will have the same effect in the corresponding dark world, or vice versa. Corresponding device in the dark world, whatever you want to call it. Another bomb slot. Yeah, also, did you know some safe zones must be shot to function? No? So I'm gonna take a safety save here just in case something goes wrong. And the save point's like basically on the way anyways, so... Alright, so there's this guy named the Sand Digger. This is like the generic enemy version of the Bomb Digger that we just fought. So I hate him, so I'm gonna blow up one of his heads. Don't like you. And that didn't work. No, that was too late. Do. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot. Yeah, so I'm kind of out of bounds now. So there is out of bounds in this category, not as much as any percent, and certainly not close to as much as low percent. But there's still a small bit here and there to help out. So I'm out of bounds because, as I mentioned before, you're intended to go to the pirate base, do all these dumb fights, and then get Dark Beam. So this is pretty much a shortcut. This lets me skip all of the fights and then go straight to Dark Beam instead of going all the way around the pirate base. So yeah. So the general mechanics of out of bounds, I guess I'll just try to go over them briefly, is that every room is surrounded by a box, basically, and I'm walking on the bottom. And now I'm jumping out of the side of the box right here. Whenever you're outside of the box, you're in a substance we call ether. So when you're in ether, you're basically floating up very slowly. I don't know why, but you basically are. You can't jump while you're in it. But if you're in like the side of ether, like the side of the box, and then you walk out of the ether and into the box, you have a 3-frame window to jump immediately. And that's what I did earlier when I basically climbed up an invisible wall next to the door in the previous room. That was me doing what's called an ether jump, to climb up a room from out of bounds quickly. So, and basically, out of bounds in this game isn't like, a lot of people have this perception that like out of bounds is automatically breaking the entire game, skip the game. It's a lot more limited in the Prime series than like games like Link to the Past and stuff. Like out of bounds is not really an auto beat the game kind of thing. It's pretty limited. So like in order to move on to like to pretty much move on to the next room, you have to load the room first and then transition it. That's why you see me jumping on a door every single time. Because that basically tells the game, okay, I'm moving on to this next room here. So, yeah. Also, this is missile tank here that you're supposed to go through these tunnels, but I almost forgot to get it. Good thing I remember this time. This is a pretty recent route change, so I'm still not quite used to this, but yeah, you can get that missile tank from out of bounds. Wait a second, that's not good. Oh, that's fine. All right. I basically just skipped all the fights and took a faster path through the exit, basically. Transition. Thank you. And now we got Dark Beam. So you're supposed to fight Dark Samus, but I kind of just skipped that fight. So yeah, and now I have Dark Beam, and now I'm gonna go get Light Beam. Mostly the intended way, actually. So, just gonna go fast. Oh hey, Dark Samus. I just gonna skip you. Alright, so I haven't explained this yet, but you might have noticed that each time I unmorph, usually I have Samus fire something during the unmorph animation. That's called a roll shot. So when you're morphed and you press A and X on the same frame, the shoot and the unmorph buttons, then you can do what's called a roll shoot, which is pretty useful. It saves a little bit of time for like every door or you roll shoot, assuming you don't have to wait for it to load. So you can also do it with missiles by pressing Y and X on the same frame. You just have to be a little bit careful about it because Y is also the power bomb button, and you generally don't want to waste power bombs going for roll shoots. So there is a way to get around that pretty easily, but you just have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna take a safety save here. It's also faster to actually use the save station because you want health. And right when I walked past the save station, this room started loading. And it's already finished loading when I heal. Whereas if I didn't enter the save station, then I would have to wait a few extra seconds at the door, so it saves in-game time. And this room, you have to go scan these 3 targets, scan points. The first 2 you can scan pretty much anywhere, but this 3rd one up here, you have to be close to it to scan it. Otherwise, the game's like, too much local interference, scanning failed. Alright, so I'm gonna do a trick here called a roll jump. Hold on. Got it. So a roll jump is a distance technique. It's an alternative to scan dashing. And basically, when you do a roll jump, what happens is you do what's called you roll off an edge and do what's called an instant unmorph. You do an instant unmorph and or morph if there's something obstructing the camera to show you the animation, basically. So, like for example, let's say like a wall is blocking the camera when you unmorph. Then instead of watching the animation, you just get an instant unmorph. This is still generally useful for general optimization because it's faster than watching the animation. But in the case of when you roll off a ledge, the first roughly 22 frames that you go airborne in Morph Ball, the game stores your states as the same state as Sam standing on ground. So if you get an instant unmorph within those 22 frames, I always forget which number it is, then you're actually standing on ground. Like the game thinks you're standing on the ground, which lets you jump out of that as if you're on ground. This is also used for a technique called a BSJ, which I'll explain later. Oh, that's not good. Try to bunny hop that. That's a great health drop. Okay, cool. I never really had issues with this room before. That was a bit awkward. Oh well, that's okay. Anyways, I forgot what I was explaining, so... Oh yeah, so when you do a roll jump and you get an instant unmorph and jump, now if you hold L and R while doing that, you maintain some of your speed from rolling, so you can get a lot of extra distance out of it. So a roll jump is good for just general movement, and it's also useful if you need to gain extra distance when you don't have a scan target available, and or if you're already morphed. So, yeah. So now that I have the light and dark beam, I'm supposed to go get the 3 Aegon keys, fight a Morbus, and then get the dark suit. The dark suit's really ugly, and I don't like it, so I'm just not gonna get it. This is 100%, so I will get the dark suit later, but it's kind of ugly. I don't like it personally, so screw it. See, I'm gonna do another roll jump here, except I unmorphed too early, so I didn't get the instant unmorph, so I have to use a backup strat called a BSJ, which is pretty much the same thing as a roll jump. Same glitch, I should say. Takes advantage of the same glitch with Samus' state, except for the fact that you use it to gain height and out of a bomb jump rather than rolling off a ledge. So yeah, there's a pirate trigger in front of this door, by the way, and this is one of the fights I skipped by going out of bounds. So I don't want to hit that, so it's pretty important to not hit that trigger while getting that beam ammo expansion. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna head straight over to Torbids. So from Aegon, you're supposed to take an elevator to Temple Grounds, then go to Great Temple. They go to Temple Grounds again, do a different exit. They go to the Dark World, do this puzzle that supposed to require Dark Suit, and then reach Torvis Bog. But I don't feel like doing that. Do. So I walked towards the door to load that save room because I needed to be loaded soon. I'm gonna use the same trick here. Get out of bounds. And then now I need to wall crawl through the save room that I just loaded. So I'm going to move next to the door to transition it. So the game now thinks I'm in the save room. And then I'm going to use a few ether jumps to reach this door. Here, here, and on top of this door. Move into the ether here, do another few ether jumps. Ether jumping's a lot harder than it looks, because you have a three-frame window isn't the worst thing in the world, but you pretty much have no visual cues for it, so it varies depending on how far from the edge of the ether you are. So it takes a lot of practice to get the hang of. But yeah, I just bypassed the secret missile door, and I'm taking Aegon's elevator to Torvis. But unfortunately, I'm kind of blocked into this room by another secret door, so I'm going to do a 3 BSJ, which is the same as a BSJ, except using a triple bomb jump. And I'm going to go out of bounds again. Whee! Get around this dumb door. And now I'm in Torvis Temple, which is where I'm supposed to go to after beating Aegon. I'm supposed to, after arriving in Torvis, I'm supposed to go straight to Torvis Temple, get Super Missiles, get Emerald Translator, which is what I'm going to do. Don't get me wrong. But first off, I have a minor thing I want to do here since I'm out of bounds already. This part's kind of awkward because there's like 3 invisible floors you have to jump around. It's a little bit awkward, but it's not too bad. Wait for this room to load. I'm looking at the radar, and once it's loaded, the radar shows some Shriek Bats. Come on. Come on, transition back to Temple Access. There we go. So I'm in a room called Great Bridge. The game actually thinks I'm in Temple Access, which is that thin room I just walked across. But Great Bridge is loaded, so I can see it. And there's this power bomb tank right here in the Morball Tunnel. I'm gonna grab. And the power bomb tank, you're kind of not supposed to get that until like 2/3 of the way into the game. But I just got an early power bomb tank. You're intended to blow open like... So basically that Morball Tunnel has 2 openings on it. Both openings are blocked by Denzium, which you're supposed to blow up using a power bomb. But I just went out of bounds to skip that, so... Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah. I just got an early power bomb, and now I'm gonna go back to Temple Access. Not Temple Access, Torvis Temple. We're in. Now the game's back to normal, sort of. There are these annoying... Oh, I missed that. Okay. Oh well, not too big of a deal. So I need to kill all these pirates to unlock super missiles, and you get to see how powerful Dark Beam is. So when used on a light-based enemy, which are these space pirates in particular, Dark Beam, I forgot the numbers, but Dark Beam does as much damage as a missile, which is a lot of damage. An uncharged Dark Beam shot does as much damage as a normal missile. An uncharged Light Beam shot on a Dark enemy does more damage than a missile, so it just goes to show that how powerful the Light and Dark Beams are. Now I just got Super Missiles, and I need Super Missiles to blow open green locks. Similarly in Zero Mission and Super Metroid. So every time I blow open a Super Missile lock, I turn on Scan Visor. The reason being that whenever you use a beam combo in this game, you have like around 1 second of cooldown. Well, more than 1 second actually. You have a lot of cooldown basically, where you can't do anything with your arm cannon. So by pulling up that Scan Visor and putting it away, you cancel that cooldown. So I can shoot immediately again. So now I just got the Emerald Translator, which allows me to open Emerald Gates. And now I'm going to go to Lower Torvis. So at this point, what you're supposed to do is explore Upper Torvis, go to Dark Upper Torvis, get Boost Ball, then go all the way back to Temple Grounds. and get Seeker Missiles. Then come back to Torvis and go to Lower Torvis. In Lower Torvis, you're supposed to do these puzzles to access these scan points that require Seekers and Boost Ball. And those puzzles take a lot of time. And then you get Gravity Boost. But instead, I'm just not gonna get Boost Ball. I'm not gonna get Seekers, and I'm just gonna go straight to Lower Torvis. And you'll see what I do. So I'm going to use a trick called an underwater dash, which my movement is really inhibited by water at the moment, but I can basically gain a lot of distance when jumping underwater by doing an underwater dash. And to do an underwater dash, you have to hold L. While holding L, you have to press B and R at the same time, and then keep holding L and R to maintain that speed. Like that. So I just skipped one of the puzzles, because you can't scan these from behind them. You have to come out of those doors. There's 3 of these scan points. And there's another one scan point here, so I'm gonna underwater dash again. And I just skipped another big puzzle. Well, considering an uncharged Dark Beam shot does as much damage as a missile, a charged Dark Beam shot, ignoring the fact that it lets you one-hit KO things if you add a missile, does a lot of damage. I don't remember the exact numbers, but yeah. Miles probably has the damage chart somewhere, but yeah. Anyway, so I just skipped all the puzzles in Lower Torvis, and I'm gonna go straight ahead to get Gravity Boost. And it's the last time I'll underwater dash to get this Gravity Boost quickly, and rip underwater dash. Because you can no longer underwater dash once you get Gravity Boost, which doesn't matter because you don't need underwater dashing anymore. So after you get Gravity Boost, there's this boss that shows up called the Alpha Spinner. He's the hardest boss in the game. It's really scary. Has a lot of dumb hitboxes, has a lot of health. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip him using a BSJ. Bye-bye. So I'm in a lower Dark Torvis, and normally you're not supposed to be able to do anything besides get one of the keys, but I got an early power bomb tank. That means I can get out of this hall without going back to the light world, which is a really nice shortcut. Because I'm supposed to access this area here, I'm supposed to go to the light version of Lower Torvis, and then do all these, again, annoying puzzles. But I just skipped all that, thanks to an early power bomb tank. And by doing that scan dash, I skip rotating the center pillar, which saves a bit of time. Oh, 2 power bombs. Not that it matters, because I can only carry 1. Alright, so, say hi to Grapple Guardian, or Grench Grappler, because this is a Grenchler with Grapple Beam. I'm scanning him so I can lock on its eye, otherwise you lock on its body and you can't really do much about it. I'm gonna get grabbed on purpose, stun him, and then shoot him again in the back. Stun him again, shoot him in the back. Let's end round 1. So I'm gonna take this time to blow open this gate here. That gate blocks the light beam door below this floor. This floor goes down after you beat Grapple Guardian, and I need to access the light beam door. Unfortunately, I also need to access the dark beam door right after this fight, but I don't have a second power bomb, so I need to get a power bomb drop from Grapple Guardian. If I don't, then I'm gonna lose a bit of time. I got one, sweet. Awesome. But I just got Grapple Beam. And I'm gonna go through the light beam door. The only reason I'm going here is to get a missile tank, because there's no other decent time to get it. So, kind of annoying. This is a pretty cleverly hidden missile tank as well, because you don't really see it. This entire mobile maze is sort of invisible, but you just kind of have to feel your way around. Okay. Now heading back to the light world. Whew, that was really close. I almost died right there. That was really dumb. Alright, so since I'm below 30 HP, I can actually die in one more hit, so I need to grab some health. That's not health. That is health, thank you. So, I'm gonna activate this bomb slot so I can use this portal again, because normally I'm not supposed to be able to come out of that portal. I'm supposed to go in to the dark world through that portal. But I need to access this portal later on in the game to get a Sky Temple key. So I'm gonna unlock it now. Yeah, the problem with Trilogy is that what Metroid had tried to do to fix bomb jumping tricks is they enforced a one bomb in air rule, starting in Prime 3, where if you get hit by any bomb in the air, you can't get hit by any more until you land, which is really dumb and affected me a lot casually, because sometimes I prefer to do just normal bomb jumps, and if your second bomb, like right there, if that second bomb was after the first bomb, it's technically in the air, even though it's like really close to the ground, so you won't get hit by the third bomb. And they applied that rule to Prime 1 and Prime 2 in Trilogy as well. So, yeah. Pretty dumb. Alright, so now I'm gonna go get Boost Ball after doing everything in Lower Torbis. I will return to Lower Torbis later, but not for a while. And getting Grapple Beam has a really bad consequence. Okay, good, they didn't show up. So when you get Grapple Beam, there are some rooms in Upper Torbis where there's a chance these pirate commanders will show up. And there's nothing you can do about it. If they show up, they will lock the room, and you can't get out of the room until you kill them. And or wait like over a minute, but obviously that's a worse option. So this is one of those rooms where they can show up. But they didn't. And they generally have a 50-50 chance of showing up. So... Alright, so now I'm gonna head to the Dark World. And normally you're supposed to jump around all these platforms and walk around the room, reach the door, but I'm just gonna do a BSJ here instead. Skip that. And I'm gonna take another safety save here. And heal up, because I need health. The beam and virus switching is fine, I think, for the most part. The physics are just way worse. And besides, ignoring the trick patches on all the tricks they did. The physics are just a lot worse on Trilogy and Prime 3 than GameCube Prime 1 and 2. Right. Oops. Whatever. So, Boost Guardian is notorious for being a really hard boss that does a lot of damage. I think he does 40 when he touches you in Puddle form. And there's no safe zones. And I don't have Dark Suit. This is ugly. And he's dead. Bye-bye. Difficult boss indeed. So, this Boost Guardian's original name was Boostlet, which is interesting because this is a warrior Aang with Boost Ball. But so it's likely that Retro originally intended for this to be an Inglet with Boost Ball. Inglets are those tiny puddle enemies. They're those tiny little puddle enemies that spawn an arm and fire shots at you. They're in like every area of the Dark World. They probably likely intended for an Inglet to have Boost Ball, but they probably scrapped the idea later on. Yeah. What? I hate it when this happens. I shouldn't have gone for that. Of course this happens now. I just lost a lot of health because this bridge sucks. I'm gonna do a 3 BSJ over this gate, because normally you can't directly access this area until you unlock the corresponding gate in the light world, but I don't have time to do that, so I gotta go fast. Grapple pirates, oh well. Oh, it's right here, okay. Okay. That's better. I'm a lot lower on health because of the boost platform and also gravel pirates. And I'm gonna go get the last Tortoise key right here. Alright, so I have every Dark Tortoise key. Yeah, Miles is right, I'm dumb. But anyways, I got the keys. I'm gonna go get an E-Tank right behind this hologram. Now I don't have Morphball invincibility, which is a glitch where you're basically constantly invincible and you're doing 50,000 damage per frame when you touch anything in Morphball, which was was demonstrated in 6%. But yeah, of course, Spider Guardian is easier in Trilogy. Ignoring Spring Ball, they made it so he can't hit you through the floor anymore, and he does less damage. Anyways, this is Chica, one of the longest fights in the game. In my opinion, a really fun, but also a really punishing fight. So here we go. I'm not gonna talk much while I do this. Okay, that was a pretty good fight. That was a really good fight. It wasn't perfect, but it was... Nothing bad happened. So, that was pretty solid. Pretty happy with that. If only that happens in a real personal best attempt. Oh well. So, now I'm supposed to go get the Torvus energy and return it. But I'm gonna skip getting the Torvus energy, because when you get it, Umos does a lot of things like locking doors and stuff. He really wants you to return that Torvus energy. So, how do you skip it? Easy. You just reload Chica's room. That's all you gotta do. So now I don't have the Torvus energy and I can just get out of here. See ya! Alright, so now I'm gonna go to Sanctuary, so I'm basically going to exit Torvus through the entrance, which I've never used, by the way. So I'm gonna use a nice shortcut that skips kind of going all the way back to Forgotten Bridge, which was that room with the rotating bridge. Hey, look at that wall. Bye-bye. Oh, that's not good. Okay, phew. Yeah, back in balance. And since I'm in the area, I might as well get back in balance in this room where there's a missile tank. Just make life easier. There's another missile tank here, because I'm not going to be back in this room anymore. Okay, now back to Temple Grounds. Alright, so there's a shortcut I can take in this room that skips going around it, but I need to go around it anyways because I need to move a few light beam blocks. That and that. Behind the second one I just shot, there's a super missile door behind it, and I'm going to come out of that door at the very end of the run. So I need to move that out of the way. And now I'm going to go ahead and get Seeker Missiles, which, remember, I was supposed to get Seeker Missiles after Boost All before ever visiting Lord Torvus. So, best to get it now because it's on the way. Yeah, the point of Hive Dash is to skip Amber Translator, because there's an Amber Translator gate there. If you already have Amber Translator, then there's no point in doing Hive Dash. The out-of-bounds navigation is slow, so... Alright, so there's a puzzle here. I'm gonna go get Seekers. Seekers. So Seekers are an upgrade introduced in this game. which allow you to fire up to 5 missiles at once. So you need to blow up these locks simultaneously in order to blow open those purple locks. And now I'm going to head over to Sanctuary Fortress. But while going to Sanctuary Fortress, I'm basically going to go through Lower Temple Grounds, where I was in the beginning of the game, and do some cleanup, because it's on the way, and there's no reason for me to visit these areas later in the run. Alright, so there's a boss here called Dark Missile Trooper. He's a pretty difficult boss. Almost as difficult as Alpha Block, but not quite. Yeah, bye-bye. Difficult guy. Yeah, I know, Miles. I never mess up puzzles in this game, ever. Like, I never put down a bomb too early for those boost slots and for the secret missile puzzle. Alright, so this missile tank here is the reason you cannot do item loss skip in 100%. This missile tank does not show up until after the first time you enter this room. So. Crap. Now, time to head to Sanctuary. There's a few more missile tanks that can get on the way. I'm gonna move this block here because there's a portal behind it, and I need to use that portal at the very end of the run for getting cleanup and getting the Sky Temple keys. So, like, after you clear the 3 main areas and return the energy for Sanctuary, you're supposed to get the final suit upgrade and then go around the entire game getting these Sky Temple keys. The Sky Temple keys are really what allow you to reach the final area in the game, because there's no way to reach Sky Temple, which is the place of the final boss, without getting the Sky Temple keys. I'm gonna kill these guys for a power bomb drop, because I need another power bomb right now. Get this expansion. And there's one more expansion here. Need to use a power bomb to blow this up. And since I'm at 0 power bombs, the game will usually give me a power bomb drop here. And I didn't, because the game hates me. So, bummer. That's the 4th time in a row that I didn't get a power bomb drop there. The game really doesn't like me. Oh well. I can get a power bomb drop later on. Where I need it, so. And on to Sanctuary. There we go. So I want to power bomb for this fight coming up, because these pirates lock the door until you kill them. I'll use a power bomb to kill most of them in one shot. And use Dark Beam to take care of the rest. Oh, I must have planted that too far away. Oh well. Again, Dark Beam is so awesome that it trivializes like pretty much every space pirate. So, Earth Beam's pretty OP. I'm gonna blow open these secret locks. Ignore the res bid. Okay, and I'm gonna jump on this dude because the game kind of locks you in here, but I don't like him, so I'm just gonna jump on him and skip him. It's a pretty easy trick to do, but you have to be careful with that because there's a save room there that's blocked off, and if you skip that quad, then the red barriers never go down. So you pretty much screw yourself out of a save room. So. Minor puzzle here. So I'm basically going to climb up Sanctuary and make my way towards Upper Sanctuary right now. So this is mostly intended stuff, natural route, sort of. I forgot to use the power bomb there. Oh well, no big deal. Okay. Now, in the next room coming up, there's these secret. I'm supposed to kill these bats, grapple across the room, and then turn around and then shoot these secret locks with the dark visor. But I'm not gonna. But I don't want to kill these bats. They're annoying. So I'm just gonna target them from this side instead. And the nice thing is, the game warps you across the room after you do that. So I can just go straight into the portal. So in this room, without Spider Ball, you're supposed to kind of roll underneath the room and deal with these Triclops. Yep, they're called Triclops in Prime 1. Not sure what they're called here. But I'm just going to do a ghetto jump to jump over the wall. So, Metroid 177 did a trick called gyro skip, where you go out of bounds and skip stopping the gyro. You can't do that in 100% because you have to stop both rings of the gyro and then blow up the core to get a powerbomb tank. So, can't do that in 100%, so I can't use gyro skip. I'm gonna stop the first gyro. And then I'm supposed to kind of go to Sanctuary Temple and get Cobalt Translator and then get Spider Ball, but before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and get Screw Attack. And Screw Attack is pretty much the last item you're supposed to get in Sanctuary before the main boss. But I'm gonna go get it now. This room, I just broke the game right there. You are not. Oh, I actually messed that up, but I'm not. This room's intended to be a shortcut from Watch Station. To access Watch Station, you have to go through these puzzles, get power bombs, get Emerald, get Echo Visor, and fight Defense Caretaker Drone. And then you pop out of Watch Station and use this as a shortcut back. But I just kind of skipped everything, so now I can go straight ahead and get Screw Attack. I still don't have Spider Ball, which you're supposed to have Spider Ball to do the puzzle here. But I can bypass that by jumping on this shield. Well, I was too late. Backup strats. I'm gonna do a ghetto jump here instead. Jump here. Jump on top of the spider track here. Then do this trick here. And bomb the slot. So, who needs Spider Ball? That was terrible. Oh well. Worth a shot. Okay, so no. I'm gonna go to a room called Vault and grab Screw Attack. To get Screw Attack, you're supposed to go to the Dark World in Vault, and then go across with Grapple Beam. Not this room, the room coming up after this. And then rotate these 4 lasers and activate them. So, but I'm gonna skip going to the Dark World. Hey, Vault Dash! Got Vault Dash. So I just skipped going to the Dark World by doing something called Vault Dash, which is a trick that I have a lot of trouble with, that everyone else doesn't have trouble with. But I've been getting better at it, so that's good. Oh, the game just lagged a bit there. Ah, no instant morph. So I'm gonna do a dash off this res bit. Because by falling down here, you manipulate the game into spawning you here. I'm gonna bomb the slot, shoot the lasers, and get Screw Attack really early. There you go. Fun fact, in any percent, you get Screw Attack within 15 minutes into the run in real time. So now I'm gonna go with the Sanctuary Temple, as intended. Just Screw Attack, which breaks the game quite a bit. Before I do that, you're supposed to power bomb this, but for some reason Screw Attack blows those up as well. So I'm gonna stop the second gyro while I'm up here. Too late. There's a quick kill there where if you fire the missile quickly enough, you can blow him up before you releases his light or dark shield. But I don't get it very often. Right. And Cobalt Translator. So now I have every translator in the game. I can open any translator gate. And now I'm gonna go fight Spider Guardian, which is what I'm supposed to do anyway, so nothing special here. As Spider Guardians are a really annoying boss. So, this is a fun fact though, you face this guy in 4 rounds. The spider tracks in the first and fourth round work, but in the second and third round they don't work. Yeah, I don't know why. This game's weird. I can't demonstrate that because I don't have Spider Ball, but you can test that if you do item loss skip. It's pretty dumb. Because second and third rounds are the rounds where Spider Ball will help the most. Because the first and fourth round are pretty trivial. Okay. Should be good. I got the quick kills for second and third round, so that's what that's what really matters ultimately. But okay. So the fourth round, you actually have to damage Spider Guardian 3 times. You have to bomb the first slot, then the second time you have to bomb the first and second slot, and then for the last hit you have to bomb all 3 slots. So I believe in Trilogy version, Spider Guardian can... So like, in the GameCube version, he can hit you right there from below, but in Trilogy version they made it so he can't. Which is interesting, but I actually kind of like that change because it's really annoying to deal with this boss. It's huge hitboxes. I don't want to bomb this from him immediately. Why am I pressing Z? I don't want to bomb him immediately in this round, or else he'll trap himself in the bottom left corner. That wastes time, and I have to redo bombing the first slot. Oh, annoying. Oops. So now he's basically dead. You can powerbomb him actually, and it'll kill him instantly. But the problem is this thing won't go away, so you can't go through. So, yeah. All right, so now I just got Spider Ball. You're supposed to just go back because you're not supposed to have power bombs at this point. But I do have power bombs, so I'm just gonna blow this up right now. And this lets me get a Sky Temple key right now. When normally I'm supposed to backtrack here later on. So, in relation to Sky Temple keys, there's 9 in the game. 2 in each of the 3 main areas, and then 3 in Dark Temple grounds. You can't do anything to them if you don't have Dark Visor. Even if you know where they are, you cannot damage them until you have until you turn on Dark Visor. So, that's the reason why Dark Visor is required in low percent. And that's also why you try to get it quickly, so you don't have in 100%, so you don't really have to worry about that. In any percent, you also get Dark Visor as soon as possible after you get Light Suit, because you can't get any Sky Temple keys at all if you don't have Dark Visor. I'm gonna go ahead and take a safety save, because there's a chance I can die, especially if the game hates me. So I'm gonna take a safety save, even if it takes a chunk of extra time. It's worth it in a marathon setting, because I have not saved in a while. So. What? I have never seen an instant unmorph like that before. Whatever. So, I have Spider Ball and I have Screw Attack. I'm supposed to go back to Torvis through the main Sanctuary entrance and then get Power Bombs, but I don't need to for now because I have Power Bombs. And then I'm supposed to go ahead and get Echo Visor by fighting Dark Samus 2. But I don't want to do that right now. I'll do that later. So to access Quadraxis, there's an Echo Visor gate that you're supposed to unlock using Echo Visor, but I don't have Echo Visor. So I'll get around that in a way you'll see soon. You'll see how I get around that. I'm going to do a 3 BSJ here. And stand on this small spot here, and now I'm out of bounds. So I just got past Echo Visor gate right there. Okay, and now I'm back in bounds. So I'm supposed to get 3 Sanctuary Keys, but you could just skip it by just doing this BSJ here. Bye-bye. Who needs Sanctuary Keys? So while the Quadraxis room is loading, I'm gonna go grab some ammo and health drops. Because it takes a while to load his room. And I'm screw attacking because when you're screw attacking, you take a lot less Dark World damage because you're supposed to have Dark Suit by the time you get screw attack. So when you're screw attacking, you take the damage you take from Dark World is as if you had Dark Suit, which is I believe 1.2 damage per second as opposed to 6 damage per second. So screw attack's pretty useful if you don't have Dark Suit, because you conserve a lot of health. Dang it. Anyways, enjoy this music. The success on beating this fight really depends on what drops you get. So if you get only missile drops from each leg, that's Quadraxis hates you and there's really not much you can do about that and you'll die. So also, if the health drop is like super high and there's like no way to reach it, even with charge beam, that's dumb too, but that worked out. So the order in which the legs light up is always the same, just FYI. Alright, so I'm supposed to use Echo Visor to see this antenna in the middle and damage it, but you don't need Echo Visor to damage it. You really don't. You can just shoot at it and you'll damage it, so yeah. Same here, these antennas, you just have to manually aim to hit these, but you don't need Echo Visor. Whoa, what was that lag? Attacking to conserve a bit of health. It's also faster than walking. Really? There we go. Alright, last phase. I need to stun him and then use the spider tracks to boost on top of the head module, and then bomb the 2 bomb slots there. So this is RNG. The direction he starts floating in is random, and I got bad luck there, so. Where are you? Okay. Take it safe. Going this way, okay. And there we go, Quadraxis. Also, shoutouts to Samus being in Dark Suit in that cutscene, for some reason. And Annihilator Beam. So, Annihilator Beam is really powerful. While each individual shot doesn't do that much damage, considering that they're practically rapid fire and they home in without locking on, you do a lot of damage considering how fast you can fire them. Annihilator Beam is pretty much your most powerful beam in the game, for the most part, in terms of raw damage. Funnily enough, though, Charge Annihilator does less damage than Charge Light Beam, so don't use Charge Annihilator because it sucks. Oops. Which is a big reason why the ammo system exists, sort of, because the only way to really balance Annihilator Beam with how it's designed currently is ammo. Because it's rapid fire, it drains your ammo really quickly. So that's the main weakness behind Annihilator Beam. So when I return to Light World, there's these two flying pirates that I don't need to kill them, but they're really annoying. So I'm just gonna kill them. And of course, the best way to kill them is for now, is the weapon I just got. See, like, no, I don't even have to lock onto them. But wait, is that guy still alive? Apparently. He's still alive, what the hell? I guess all the shots hit the left pirate's thumb, but oh well. Come on. Do. Alright, so I'm gonna skip the spider track as I did before, similarly. Get on top of this raised gate. I can't do this my first time I do this because the gate's lowered. And the point of doing this trick the first time is to raise the gate in the first place. So since it's raised, I have an easier time doing this area, this trick, or whatever. And I can go ahead and skip the first half of the spider puzzle and go into this tunnel and get a beam ammo expansion. Oh, bonk. Where am I? Okay. So now I'm pretty much gonna. This is basically where the cleanup segment starts for the most part. So while I return the sanctuary energy to the main energy controller, I'm gonna do some clean up upper sanctuary. And so I never have to come back to upper sanctuary again. Because I have all the tools I need to get everything here. So first, I want to kill Dark Samus 2 and get Echo Visor. Alright, this boss is very random and annoying, but if it goes really well, I'll kill her like pretty much instantly. Oh, that was bad. I just skipped the phase, by the way, by doing so much damage. So she's supposed to go into Dark Vi's face twice, but I skipped the first time she does it. Alright, and there we go. Dark Samus 2 done. Dark Samus 2 is actually weak to Dark Beam. Which sounds weird, but if you think about her origins, it's not that weird because she's originally from the Light World. Because she's Metroid Prime, spoilers. So yeah, she is weak to Dark Beam. So Dark Beam does a lot of damage to her, and Screw Attack can help if you can find an opportunity to use it, but it's kind of annoying to use it on her because she's so random. And has a lot of different patterns she can do. And I just skipped the spider puzzle. You're supposed to rotate the entire track around a few times, but I can just skip it like that, so. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get Echo Visor. What am I doing? No, Metroids, as far as I know, Metroids don't inherently have, like, specifically a dark beam weakness just because they're Metroids. Metroids are weak to dark because they're light world entities, so. Yeah. Not because they're Metroids. So the idea behind these puzzles is that there are these those little thingies you shoot. They each emit a different sound, and there's a passcode for them. The passcode is always the same for each puzzle, so you just have to memorize it and shoot them with an annihilator beam. Yeah, except you're not supposed to have an annihilator beam at this point, so they never added any weakness. Remember, I got annihilator beam earlier. You're supposed to get annihilator beam after Echo Visor, but I got Echo Visor after annihilator. Don't ask, because like Retro adds like random weaknesses to weapons you're not supposed to have. I don't know why. It's weird because Dark Samus 1 takes 10 times more damage from Annihilator Beam. I don't know why. It's Retro. They're weird. Retro is just weird. Anyways, I just returned to Sanctuary Energy. So, returning to Sanctuary Energy is important. Normally, you're supposed to return the energy of all 3 areas, but the game only checks if you return Sanctuary because it's the last one. As a result, as long as you return to Sanctuary Energy, then you can get Light Suit from Great Temple. And now begins basically cleanup while I make my way towards Light Suit. I'm going to kill these guys for safety because they do a crap ton of damage, and they can, even with over 300 health, they can kill me. And this happened before. So yeah, they're really annoying. Zerd. Alright, so... There's a missile tank here. Gonna grab it. You're supposed to do that spider track puzzle to get this missile tank, but by bonking with screw attack just below it, you'll get it under recoil. And I can just skip the puzzle. Dark beam is super effective. Turrets. Oops, that was too low. So, this room involves going back and forth between the light and dark world and doing these puzzles like that, but I just skipped all of that by doing a ghetto jump into a screw attack to reach the last portal that I'm supposed to exit out of. So yeah. And you're also supposed to do a spider track puzzle to reach this E-tank, but I am just gonna hop on the Resbit's shield, get on the middle, and then just skip it. So I want to wait a little bit, because if I move too quickly, then that gate will not lower all the way. It'll be back up if I unload the room too quickly. So, I took it a bit slow there. Oh, hey, Dark Samus. So this cutscene's supposed to happen after you get Spider Ball, really early. And this is supposed to happen on your way back to Torvis, basically, to get power bombs. But, well, I never went through this room ever since. After my first visit, ever since pretty much all the stuff that's happened in Sanctuary. So the cutscene happened, and now he's like, "Oh, ha ha ha! I hate you. I'm gonna blow up this bridge." So you have to use Spider Ball to get across. So you're supposed to use Spider Ball to reach a cannon that shoots you towards that power bomb tank, but I'm gonna do a trick here to skip that. It's really tight. Got it. Okay. So that skips using a spider, going back to the side I came from, and then using a spider track. And now, back to Temple Grounds. So I'm gonna head back to Great Temple to get Light Suit, and then upon getting Light Suit, that unlocks your ability to use light beams, beams of light, I should say. Beams of light teleport you, and in the case of the Great Temple's beam of light, you can basically warp between any of the main energy controllers of any of the 3 main areas, and also Great Temple. It's really convenient to warp around a bit, and saves a lot of detours. Also, so this thing here, in PAL version, you cannot boost through that. That is currently the only difference in 100% for PAL. So as a result, running PAL version on this game is 1 second slower, which really does not matter, so yeah. Oh no, 1 second. Right. And Light Suit. So Light Suit's amazing. It looks really cool, in my opinion, and it makes it completely immune to Dark World damage. So, yeah, it's very nice. And it also allows me to enter beams of light, as I mentioned before, and it allows me to enter dark water without taking damage. That's also important because in Torvis, well, also in Targagon, but like, whenever there's pools of dark water, there's like an actual invisible floor just below the surface, so you can't go any deeper unless you have Light Suit. Once you get Light Suit, that floor disappears. So yeah. Now I'm gonna start cleaning up. So I'm back in Torvis, and I'm gonna go to Lower Torvis, clean that up first. So I'm gonna go all the way to the very bottom first and fight the Power Bomb Guardian. Because even though I have Power Bombs, I still need to beat him because one, the main Power Bomb is part of 100%, and two, you actually cannot beat the game without it. The main Power Bombs. The reason being, there's a Sky Temple key in Aegon that never shows up until you get the main Power Bomb. It's dumb, but that's life. That's the reason you get the main Power Bomb in 6% as well, because you cannot skip it. Otherwise, you cannot get a Sky Temple key, and thus you cannot beat the game. There's a missile tank up here that I can get, because I have Screw Attack, which is nice. And now we fight the Power Bomb Guardian, or the original name being Power Spore, because this is a Spore that can fire Power Bombs. Okay. So I'm using a technique called Sticky Boost, where if you cling off the edge of a spider track, then you can kind of boost across it rather than away. Like that. So it's very helpful in this fight, but it's also useful in a few other spots throughout the run. There's also a chance that the Power Bomb Guardian can fire the Power Bomb at that Power Bomb door you see up there and blow it up for you, which actually saves time, but I've only seen it happen like twice. Well, with me playing the game at least. But it's pretty funny when it happens. So yeah, now that's easy fight. GG. And the main Power Bombs. There we go. Oops, didn't mean to bonk there. And I'm gonna shoot an Annihilator Beam here because I hate these fishies, but I also love the ammo they drop. Why not? Okay. I'm to go back to the upper area of Lower Torvis. Okay, so what I just did there is, there's a missile tank in this room that's locked. You have to bomb these two slots in order to disable the force field around it. To do that, you're supposed to use a power bomb in the very middle and use these half pipes to reach these spider tracks, but I'm just skipping that right now. Using Screw Attack to activate these more quickly and skip blowing up the half pipe. And that went really well, so yeah. Now there's an Annihilator door here. So for some reason, this tunnel here is blocked off by Annihilator doors. So like, Retro really did not want you to see this room until the late game. And what's in this room? A single missile tank. Right, so this bomb jump here is kind of scary. If I miss it, I have to go all the way climb back up again. Got it, okay. And I use boost bow to skip a bomb jump. And now this portal here was a portal I unlocked back right after I got Grapple Beam a while ago. And this is when I use it again, so I can go to the Dark World and get a Sky Temple key. So I'm going to be using Light Beam on these beacons here because there's these little brown dudes that move only if you activate the beacons. The beacons stay on for twice as longer if you use them hit them with Light Beam as opposed to Power Beam. So, yeah, it's better to use Light Beam on them. In addition to the fact that he kills dark enemies if you supercharge them with Light Beam. Right. That's the only reason I came to this room, to get that Sky Temple key. Okay, so there's kind of a trick here. When I bomb this slot, that changes current for this tunnel here. And it does a current that prevents me from getting the energy tank. But if I'm supposed to bomb that slot to change the current here. But the current only changes if you get close to the bomb slot, not if you actually bomb the slot. So like bombing the slot does not actually do anything. So Mr. Speedrun found this, and by just boosting near the bomb slot while not actually getting in, you skip having to use a bomb, which saves like 1 second. So I don't know why they programmed it that way, but it's retro. Retro's weird. Ooh. Okay. And we're done with Lower Torvis. Lower Torvis is complete. Now I'm taking the elevator to Sanctuary Fortress now. Lower Sanctuary is not cleaned up, although there isn't much to clean up. Here. I already completely cleaned up Upper Sanctuary, so I don't need to worry about that. And I'm going to take this light beam here because this leads me to a missile tank, and I can't do this earlier because I didn't have light seed at the time. And I have to screw attack over this here because remember in this room I skipped the mini boss fight. So there's gonna be a red wall that shows up there that blocks me from using that path. So I kinda have to jump over it. Alright, so in this next room, I'm supposed to go into the walls within Morph Ball, because there's all these hidden Morph Ball tracks around, and this leads all the way to the missile tank, but I'm just gonna skip all of that with an instant morph right here, and that skips all the Morph Ball puzzles. Time to go to the Dark World. And this trip's kind of dull because the only reason I'm going to the Dark World here is basically for a Sky Temple key, which takes a while to get. You have to go through like 6 or 7 rooms, get the Sky Temple key, and then come all the way back here. There is a missile tank I have to get here, but it's really close. It's right here. Oh, got them both at the same shot. It's kind of rare for me to... You can hit them both with the same light beam shot, which I just did. You have to aim kind of awkwardly, such that the right half of your shot hits the closer robot, and the left half hits the second. But it's rare for me to get that, so that's pretty nice. The intended way to traverse this room is actually using Dark Visor, because there's like 2 invisible platforms that you can only see by using Dark Visor. Yo, loving the Frankersies. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Take this light beam up, and there's a Sky Temple key up here. Alright, now time to go all the way back to the portal. Really? How did I miss that jump? Oh well. What's the inglet blocking there? So the inglets in this room can really troll you hard. They sometimes just block your jumps and or snipe you, and it's really obnoxious. But thankfully they didn't make me fall all the way down, so yeah, could have been worse. Loads. So Sanctuary is done now, so time to head to Aegon, which is the longest cleanup, one of the longer cleanup segments in the game, because I have not been to Aegon in a very long time, so there's a lot to get in here. All right. What? Okay. Cool. Nice bomb jump. I delayed that bomb jump there, so I hit that pill bug, because if I try to bomb jump as soon as possible, that pill bug will hit me. It's very annoying. So I'm gonna make my way to this big room called Sand Canyon for a power bomb tank. I hate nature, so I'm gonna blow this up and knock this pillar down. And pollute whatever the heck is below this room. I guess I'll just say that I'm polluting the terminal fall in this room. Because that's all there is below this room. So I'm gonna screw attack here, activate the terminal fall there, which spawns me back at the room where I entered the room from. And then this is the room where you fight Dark Samus. So Metroid 177 demonstrated that you can use a power bomb on Dark Samus 1 and kind of cheese her that way. And while that is faster, there's another way you can cheese her, which I mentioned earlier. Hey, Dark Samus 1. She's almost dead already. Bye-bye. Yeah, Annihilator Beam does 10 times more damage than normal on Dark Samus 1. I don't know why. Retro is weird. It just does. So, yeah, don't ask. Retro does a lot of weird things. So I need to reload the room because there's a missile tank in the room with Dark Samus 1 that does not show up until after I beat her and reload the room. So now that it's reloaded, so now this missile tank is here. It doesn't exist until I reload it. That's why I fought Dark Samus 1, because I need to kill her to get this missile tank. I'm gonna do a roll jump and hopefully I'll get this trick. Okay, got it. That skips having to climb up the room again. Takes a bit of time. Alright, now I'm gonna boost ball up this half pipe. Remember, this is pretty much my first time through the pirate base because I basically skipped the entire pirate base by going out of bounds at the very beginning of the run. Dang it. The bombing that slot drains the sand into half pipe, which uncovers a missile tank. I'm gonna take a safety save just in case something happens, because this is Echoes, and the game can like crash randomly or something. Oops. I'm dumb. I don't know how to menu, so I'm gonna go ahead and re-enter this. Hey, room. Right. If I didn't take the save and I was really fast, I'd be able to make a cycle here. But I did take a save, and I wasn't particularly fast, so I couldn't make it. Alright, so this room is really scary. If I mess this trick up, I will lose like over a minute. Got it. Okay. That is very scary, because if you fall down, you have to fight the pirates, you have to kill the Metroid. You don't have to kill them, but they get in the way. And you have to solve a puzzle to climb all the way back up here. And then redo the puzzle to lower all the platforms that climb up. And or do the puzzle again to get the C-Tank here. But you lose so much time if you mess this up. So, in like a personal best attempt, that's pretty much run over if I mess it up. And it's pretty scary. But yeah, I mean, I also need to be careful and not hit the pirate trigger here. But yeah, there we go. One of the scariest rooms in the run, right there. I got it, so it's nice. The first screw attack I did to the super missile door is a lot harder than it looks as well, because that wall on the left side is a lot bigger than it looks. So it's really easy to bonk off of it if you don't do it correctly. You have to move as far right as possible and screw attack at the correct angle so you don't get anywhere close to that left wall. That room right there, the game can crash there if you're too slow. Because this is the first time I've entered this room, so the game's like, okay, here's some pirates for you to fight. But if I also activated the Metroids in the pirate base, so like I don't know why exactly it crashes, but I assume it has something to do with the fact that both of those states are overlapping or something, and if they interact too much or something like that, then the game can't handle it and it crashes. But it only happens if you're too slow. Oh, this is a problem. I know why this happened. Well then, this is kind of bad. So I accidentally hit a cutscene while out of bounds at the very beginning of the run, and that lowered that wall there, and I can't go through it. So that's very bad. So now I need to go all the way back around. I've never had this happen before. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah. Oh well. I'm gonna go ahead and kill these pirates. Okay, so I guess it's time for some old school tricks. I'm gonna use Power Bomb first to get rid of these Metroids. Alright, so I'm gonna use a controller calibration trick. I haven't done this in a while, because there's no need for this anymore, but in this case, as a backup. Oh. So what I just did is, this way. What I'm doing right now is I calibrated the controller such that the game thinks I'm holding L just enough to lock on something, but not too much so I actually start scanning. So this lets me get on top of this platform, then scan it from all the way back here. And while these platforms go up, unless this Metroid's eating me right now, I can basically skip the puzzle and come back up here. Instead of lowering the platforms, so. Guess I got to showcase that trick off. But yeah, so I had to unplug my controller for that trick. I mean, you don't have to, but for me, unplugging the controller is is consistent and easy, so. Yep. Num num. Right, now we're back on track. This is the room where I got blocked off by the moving wall. So yeah. Now I'm in the dark world and I'm pretty much gonna go in the same circle again. And do some cleanup. I'm gonna blow up this wall with a power bomb and then use the ammo stations because I still need like a lot of power bombs. So yeah. So behind that wall I blew up is a sky temple key. That's the key that never shows up until you beat the main power bomb guardian and get the main power bombs. This jerk is the only reason you get the main power bombs. Does not show up otherwise. Don't ask me. It's retro. Retro is weird. Right. Alright, so again, that screw attack with the moving platforms is the same thing here, except it's a lot easier because you can start farther right than usual, thanks to the elevator. It's a lot easier in this room than the light version. And it's not as punishing either because you can just climb up the room normally by just using the moving platforms, which doesn't take that long. And I just got the best Sonic game in existence. In other words, I got Sonic Boom, which is the Annihilator Beam combo. So, since I have Light Suit, I can enter the poison water here and grab this power bomb tank. And now I'm done with this area of Dark Aegon. So what I'm gonna do is go to the main Dark Aegon. Okay, bye, Lord Alu. I get a dark Aegon key because, as much as I don't like Dark Suit, this is 100%. So I need to get Dark Suit, which requires beating a Morbus. So I do need to get the 3 Dark Aegon keys. But I got the first one. I'm gonna get the second one here, and I'm supposed to kill like 5 or 6 Warrior Ing or something. So Warrior Ing are attracted to when you supercharge a beacon. They're lethal to Ing, but because they're also charged with dark energy, they're lured towards it. So basically, you can just supercharge a beacon or crystal with Annihilator Beam, and then just let them kill themselves while I get the Sky Temple key. And that dude's dead. And GG. Easy fight. Quote fight. And you're not supposed to be able to go through this area until you have super missiles. Remember, I was supposed to do this at the very beginning of the game, but I skipped Dark Suit. So I can take this really nice shortcut since I have supers. And this is the room where I fought, quote, flop Jump Guardian. So now I'm gonna head over to Dark Aegon Temple. And there's a key here. This is supposedly the first key you're supposed to get, because it's pretty much free. You don't need anything to get it, besides coming here. Right, and time to fight a Morbus. But there's a trick in this fight. So this is how the fight's supposed to go. One worm pops out. You destroy the worm, and then it goes to the center. You destroy that. You kill that one worm, and then that damages the Morbus. Then you repeat for 2 worms, and then you repeat for 3 worms. So I just did for part 1 of phase 1 right there. Because Light Beam is super effective and very effective in this fight. Blow him up. Now there's 2. Dark Beam is nice because everything is black and white except for the Morbus worms. So it's really easy to see where they are. Use Dark Visor. And I'm not supposed, which is interesting because you're not supposed to have Dark Visor at this point. Okay, so here's the trick I'm gonna do. If I blow open the second worm really quickly after the first worm, this skips a cutscene. Which sounds weird because we generally go by in-game time, and I actually lose time by skipping this cutscene. But there's only going to be 2 worms in round 3. I only need to kill 2 worms instead of 3. There's only 2. There you go. And fight's done. This saves about 1 to 2 seconds of in-game time. Yeah. And now we're gonna get Dark Suit. Best cutscene in the game right here. Yo, nice suit change. So you can skip getting the Aegon energy. And to do that, you basically turn around, nullify a crystal with the Dark Beam, because that actually increases the height of an energy crystal. And then jump off of that, and you can just get out. But I need to get the Aegon energy, because in Light Aegon, there's an energy tank that requires hitting 3 Echo Locks. Those echo logs never show up until after you return to energy. Which is unfortunate, but that's how it is. It's not too big of a deal because it also means you can use the beam of lights in the Aegon Temple for teleportation. Alright, so I'm gonna get a few more upgrades and clean up Dark Aegon, then back to Light Aegon. Oh. So behind this dark beam door is a missile tank. Pretty cleverly hidden one. Here into this wall. And then this hole in the wall. So that light barrier right there is a trigger for a Warrior Ing fight, which while it doesn't really take that long to kill them, especially since I have Annihilator Beam, you still want to avoid it because it wastes a bit of time. You can skip that fight by just literally walking around it. And you're supposed to do that fight before fighting Jump Guardian, where you get Space Jump. Alright, so this missile tank here. Behind that missile tank is where a one-way portal spawns you. There's no portal here now. You're supposed to come out of this spot in the light world, but I don't want to do that because that wastes time. So I'm just going to do a 3 BSJ to skip it. Get the missile tank quickly. Okay. Back to Light Aegon. I'm gonna go ahead and return to Aegon Energy and clean up the area around the main energy controller. Some of this tank here. Whoa, okay, cool. There's another missile tank here. Looks like it's free, but there's an Amber Translator Gate in front of the store that I unlocked way earlier in the run. But yeah. Okay. On my way to returning to Aegon Energy, I'm going to go through this Dark Beam door, which has a few upgrades behind it. The hidden E-Tank here. Another annoying pill bug. Fortunately, as long as you're fast enough, you don't have to bother with it. Although I missed that bomb jump, but oh well, it's okay. Ah, I blew open a secret lock before this room loaded. That's nice. That means that was pretty fast. Alright, so... You know... You're just kind of supposed to do this dumb puzzle where you go to the dark world and then go like 3 rooms away and then use a portal, one-way portal there. But I'm just gonna kind of skip that and get dark burst immediately. And not have a cutscene there because room layers are kind of screwed up thanks to me skipping that puzzle. So yeah. Just got dark burst without any cutscene or dialogue. Oops. Ghetto jump into a screw attack to get up here without using a cannon. Right. And I'm just returned to Aegon Energy. Since I'm here, I might as well use the warp. But I can't access the warp right now because the game's states are kind of confused since I have light speed, but I also just returned to energy. So the game's like, wait, you're supposed to return to energy, but I'm also supposed to have this beam of light for you to use. So I just have to reload the room. There we go. So I'm gonna head back to Torvis because we need to clean up Upper Torvis now. There's still one energy tank left in Aegon, but it's on the way back to Temple Grounds, so not a big deal. So, remember how I mentioned grapple pirates? I have to worry about them again, and there they are. Okay, done. Dead. Alright, so I'm gonna try to get this energy tank quickly by not having to use this platform here. That's slow. You have to be careful here with the screw attack because the terminal fall trigger for this room is really high. So, like if you dip just below that platform, then like the height of that platform, the altitude of that platform I should say, then you're gonna hit terminal fall. The terminal fall trigger is really high in that room. Oops. Right, so I'm going to open this gate here because I'm going to use it in just a bit. Got the roll shoot with the missile. Right, and this puzzle is like not really a puzzle. It's just bomb these slots. Pretty tedious. Alright, grapple pirates. Yes, they showed up. And I believe in this room they have a 75% chance of showing up, but they don't lock the door, so it's not too big of a deal. It can annoy you while you do this puzzle, though, or rather, skip this puzzle in my case. So yeah, I just kind of skipped this entire spider track puzzle by doing that boost. Oh, whoops. That guy was standing on the edge. Dang. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Need to go back here. There's a missile tank here. Oh, you can make that in 2 boosts. This Morphle tunnel kind of sucks. This half pipe, because sometimes if you hold right, you just won't go right. Like sometimes you'll just go all the way up to the top and the right side is half pipe, and if you're holding right, you just won't move towards the missile tank. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, Miles. So that's my bad. The room with the pirates showing up, where I skipped the spider track, it's actually 70%. But yeah. Are pirates? Yes, they did. Bummer. Oh well. Okay. End up get a beam ammo here. And another sky temple key. Oops. What am I doing? Right, and that's Upper Torvis done. Fortunately, at the very end of this is the elevator to Aegon, which is right by the E-tank that I don't have yet. So, very convenient. Right, back to Aegon. We're pretty much just gonna go straight to Temple Grounds, though, and get the E-tank on the way. not shoot it. Really? The second Echo Lock is really iffy. It sometimes just does not. The game refuses to let you hit it for some reason. Sometimes. Right, now it's Temple Grounds, and we need to clean that up. So we're almost done. Missile tank here.
Hello.
Okay, so that's another Sky Temple key. This is also Cordy's favorite room in the game. Of course, Lake. And then it's a great temple. Alright, so what I'm supposed to do there is go into this morphle tunnel in the wall and kind of roll around like crazy, but I just skipped it by going through the exit where the missile tank is. So yeah, and back down to Temple Grounds. Alright, so in this room is another Echo Visor puzzle. The pirate commanders can be kind of annoying because Annihilator Beam automatically homes. When we kill one immediately like this, that one will die. That one I can't do too much about, so. Okay, there we go. That went pretty smoothly. And this is my last beam ammo expansion. So now my maximum is 250 light and dark beam ammo. And I hate Metroid, so I'm just gonna kill all of them with Screw Attack. Except they're all pros and just dodged me. Dang. pros. Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy crap! Yo, pacifist! I didn't kill a single Metroid. Like, what happens normally is I kill like 3 or 4 of them at least. But, dang! Wow, they were pros this time. They all dodged me. It's indeed achievement unlocked, pacifist. I will not kill a single Dark Metroid in this game. But, get up there. Save the animals. Indeed. Alright, so there's only one Sky Temple key left in the game. And that's pretty much right by the last area in the game, so... Really? Come on. So I'm pretty much just gonna make my way towards the last area in the game, getting whatever upgrades I haven't gotten on the way yet. Right, so I'm gonna blow open these secret locks to lower these gates. And I have to make this minor detour here because there's an E-tank here. And I couldn't get any earlier because the last 2 times, every time I've been in this room before this time, I didn't have light suit, so it's a bummer, but yeah, not too far out of the way, so. Oh, dang it, not high enough. Oh, I'm hit. Okay, I thought I wasn't high enough. Alright, so what I just did there was a 3BSJ to get on top of an invisible ledge. And that's a really long puzzle to get Sunburst. What allows me to do is, because normally you're supposed to go to the back and forth between the dark and light world. And, basically hit these secret targets and hit these secret targets and unlock these grapple points, and they take forever. So that's 100%, but remember that one of my percentages was from a duped missile launcher. And the goal in the category is to get all 100 items, not doing dupes. So I will be, there's one missile tank remaining, but that's on the way, so I'm pretty much just gonna go straight to endgame now. I'll take a dark beam. And this is all 100 items right there. So now I just need to get the Sky Temple key. Oh yeah, the keys in this game don't count towards percentage. But you still need to get the Sky Temple key. I mean, you need to beat the game, but yeah. Yeah, I used Sonic Boom in Wind Chamber, which is the room with Sunburst, because I hate those pirates. If you don't get that 3 BSJ first try, then those pirates will start bothering you like crazy. It usually takes me 2 or 3 tries to get the BSJ. So using Sonic Boom on those 2 pirates is the fastest way to kill them, as far as I know. And you can use supers, but super missiles don't have enough splash damage to kill both of them in one shot. Sonic Boom does, so it's nice to find some use of Sonic Boom. Alright, time for the final area. Final boss. Come on. I do not have trouble with this ghetto jump normally. That's a ghetto jump to skip going around the room. Almost bonked off the ceiling there. That was a bit awkward. Alright. I'm burning. That didn't do as much damage as usual. Oh, that's okay. This part's really annoying because those inglets are random and they can knock you around. Alright, so this boss is a boss. There you go. Bye-bye. Five. Okay. Maelstrom, are you there? You should probably get the time ready. That might have been too early. Oh, that's really good, okay. GG, time.
2:37:35.
Considering the mistake I made in Pirate Base, it's not too bad for me. My real time PB is like 234.
Yeah, it's
so
nice.
Yeah, really good final bosses too.
Yeah. Nice DS4 skip.
Dark Burst being useful. But yeah, so I guess I should explain what happened in the final boss fights.
Yeah,
in
probably.
this cutscene, because I like to concentrate. So the first two places of entering are pretty standard. There isn't much special. Using Sonic Boom on entering one was something I sort of came up with. I'm not sure if it's faster or not. And then how much damage it does is kind of inconsistent, but I use it anyways because why not? You have ammo. Entering 3, he has an invisible weak point resulting from leftover code below his main body for some reason. So you can screw attack that and do massive damage to him without having to stun him, basically. And as for Dark Samus 3 and 4, so I can't finish the trick called Dark Samus 4. Dark Samus 4 skip. What normally happens is after you deal enough damage to Dark Samus 3, she goes into a second phase called Dark Samus 4. I don't know why, but because it's retro. Where she goes in the middle, you have to wait for her to fire missiles and fire Phazon, and you have to suck in Phazon and fire it back at her. And you can't do much damage to her, it takes forever, it wastes so much time. But after, what you can do instead is, before she goes into Dark Samus 4, you can fire missiles, and just usually usually she'll bring up a barrier, which allows you to keep damaging her before she goes into Dark Samus 4. So this cuts out a lot of RNG because Dark Samus 4 itself is really random, depending on how much Phazon she gives you. But the trick itself is random too, because there's a chance she's just going to go straight to the middle and activate Dark Samus 4, no matter what you do. But yeah, that was a really good final fight. Like, I was surprised with how good of a screw attack I got on Dark Samus 3. Like, that was pretty much a perfect screw attack. And I actually hit her with Dark Burst because I'm like, you know what? Let's just show off Dark Burst, and it worked really well. So, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, so we'll let the ending play out.
Yeah.
And so you can get the in-game time. We'll be doing Super Metroid probably slightly ahead of schedule, but at the moment all the runners are here yet, so we gotta wait for them all to turn up first before we can obviously do the race. Kind of an important prerequisite. So we'll keep you guys updated as to what's going on.
10 minutes of cutscenes and credits. Why can't this be like Prime 1 or Prime 3? Or you can skip at least one of them.
Yeah, this one has the worst of both worlds.
Oh, best ending ever. Here we go. Anime Samus. Anime Samus! Don't avert your eyes. This is the best ending ever in any Metroid game. So, what's kind of interesting is, in 2D Metroid games, you get different endings based on your time. Usually, I mean, percentage sometimes plays a role as well. Like, you get different endings for Fusion and Zero Mission, but time is the main factor. Whereas in in Prime 1, 2, 3, the ending is determined by percentage completion. So, like, so basically, Samus takes up her helmet or suit if you hit 75% in all 3 Prime games. But if you hit 100%, then that unlocks an extra cutscene after the credits for all 3 games. So, and the time you complete the game, it doesn't matter for the endings. So, kind of an interesting tidbit. Okay, so next we have the Super Metroid Race, closing out the marathon, and that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, should be pretty good.
So, I sort of had a headache the entire run, so
Nice.
That happens though. Can't be helped.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Comus. As I explained before, you see Samus takes off her suit or helmet in the Prime games if you get 75%, not 100. If you get 100%, that unlocks an extra cutscene at the end. After the credits. Hey Zoid. David Zoid Kirsch. Yeah, Prime. So this was mentioned at the end of Metro 177's run, I think. But in Prime 1, you can basically skip the credits, but you can't skip the endgame cutscenes. In Prime 3, it's the opposite, where you can skip the cutscenes, but you can't skip the credits, which is a bit worse because the credits are longer, but still not that bad. In Prime 2, you can't skip either. So, yeah,
Prime 3 credits has great music though.
it does have like I do like Prime 3's credits music a lot. Like, as much as I make fun of Prime 3, I do think Prime 3 has a really legit soundtrack.
It has a pretty legit everything except speedrun.
I sort of mostly agree. To some degree, I agree.
It's pretty accurate.
To some degree, yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention this, but I kind of forgot about it. So this run I just did, the record was actually broken yesterday by Miles with the in-game time of 154. My personal best is a 203, so I'm like roughly 10 minutes behind him. But Miles is running this game at SGDQ, and he's a lot better than me at the game, so you should be hyped for that.
Yeah, that should be a really awesome run.
It's gonna be a good run. All right, in-game time here.
Nice.
Oh man, if I didn't make the mistake in the pirate base of Aegon, I would have tied my personal best. But yeah, I haven't finished that many runs with the new route changes, so my PB sucks.
Yeah, 204 is decent.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean for a marathon, this wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
good. So
Way underestimate, it's all good.
yeah, way underestimate.
Alright, so we're gonna move to setup now for the Super Metroid race.
Hmm?
And we'll hope to get it started as soon as possible.
Thanks a lot.
Sure.